As you can see, this thing will construct itself when I have the required blocks. So, here it is. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more FTB Skies 2. Today, we need more power. Because for those of you who saw the last video, we ventured to make our modern industrializations all powered, which I did do in between episodes. I changed all of my machinery that I hadn't changed to powered yet to powered, including my electric quarry, which runs my power into the dirt. So I need more power. Now, the best way I can really see to do that with the current means I have now is going to be the power reactors. Now, I don't know which version I'm going to land on. The recipe seems to have changed. It could just be for this one, but that is not important right now. What is important is this, the uraninite. For us to get uraninite, we can do it in various ways, but for us to get it more consistently, we're gonna need the G-ore. Now, to get the G-ore, it says it can be found in volcanoes. I set my structure compass. Let's go find a volcano.
Later.
Alrighty, here it is. The volcano. It's kind of big, to be entirely honest. I don't know where the uraninite crystal is going to spawn, though, but it's not on the bottom. Let's check up here. I've been to a volcano before. It's actually where I found some coal seeds, because, yeah, you can actually find coal seeds all around this place. Since I never saw it, it's probably going to be somewhere near in here. Ooh. Okay, well, there's something down here. I just don't know what it is. Okay, wait. There is a structure down here. Oh, interesting. So there's a dungeon. Wait, this is a dungeon? That explains why I wasn't finding it. There's kind of a lot that's supposed to go into what I need to do today. I really can't afford to be looking through a dungeon. Oh, hey, and there's some Wilden Stalkers here. That's cool. But you know what? There isn't any of the budding stuff that I'm looking for.
Much later.
Okay, I found it. Oh, hello, spider. But I just needed to look around, and we found the room that seems to contain it. On the other hand, though, this also looks like a boss room, which I don't like. So, oh, you are trying to kill me. I couldn't tell if they were trying to kill me because they're just so weak and insignificant. It's just so hard to tell. Can I even take this with me? I might say my concern is that I won't be able to break this. It says I can, so what I'm gonna do is, this should save my spot here. I'm gonna slash home. Then I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself a cardboard box, slash back, should take us back here, and then we just slap this on here. And there we go. I don't see a way for me to actually use the extractors on this. I'm gonna try, but I don't think it's actually available.
5 minutes later.
Alrighty, so sure enough, extractors don't work with it. So we need to use growth accelerators, which is one of the paths I could have taken from the beginning. But I decided not to because I thought fishing. And I was wrong. Anyways, for us to get these then, so that way we can then start growing ourselves more of these G-ores, we are going to first need to get the growth accelerators, which means we're going to need to start A2, which means we're going to need to get ourselves Certus Quartz. So, best way to do that is to take this budding black quartz G-ore, don't ask me how I got that, and just put it next to our shadow pulse goo. This will then start slowly formulating into the thing we need. Provided that this doesn't go away just before I have the final one. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, if it stops at flawed, I swear. Okay, there we go. We now have ourselves our flawless. So, what is gonna happen is this is going to start growing. Here's something very, very special is we can actually get this from the Enderic laser. It's like, if I go ahead and grab this thing and just aim it directly at there, will it work? Okay, so I should just need to click the, okay, no, I need to click this, position stored, and then right click U. Oh my gosh, it does work. I've already got the quartz clusters. So then, is it going to start extracting them on its own? Or no, but it is making it grow. Hang on a minute. Okay, it's not breaking those, but I might not need it to break those. If I go ahead and remove this should work with the silky. Nope, it's flawed again. That's fine. If I go ahead and just stick this thing here, should I test this in a test world before I do this? I've got a bad feeling about it, but oh, it just works. So I'm just gonna go with this. Alrighty, I think I actually did a really good thing with this one. So, what we got here is we've got ourselves an advanced clicker, which will click everything in this by right-clicking it. That's literally all this thing does, is just click things. In these guys' cases, it clicks them to harvest them, then getting picked up and sent to this drawer. We should just need to go ahead and send this over to here then, so that way it can then start getting pumped all the way in here. And yeah, I also did something else in between episodes, was I upgraded my smeltery, which probably didn't help my power case. But it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. It's not like I can downgrade it. I can't downgrade it. I've made horrible decisions, but it's fine. So now all of those are getting smelted down into our uraninite, which then gets sent straight over to here. We've already got a lot of that. I might need to get some storage upgrades for both of these, but it's okay. So now that we have gotten those guys all ready and raring in a highly unexpected way, we can now go ahead and start working on the reactors. For us to actually get these blocks, we're just gonna need the uraninite crystals, the tiny capacitors, and the dielectric paste, the dielectric casings, which I have both of those inside of here ready for replication. I just need to pump in a lot more. I need more earth. I need a lot more earth. All right, so I got everything I'm gonna need for these blocks. We're going to need 36 of these. So we can just go ahead and throw all of these into here, and then we can just go ahead and make up the 36 that we're going to need. And we're gonna need to hurry up on this because I've already filled up on all my uraninite. I had to put a void upgrade in there because otherwise all this stuff is going way too fast. Okay, so we've got the starter reactor. With this, we can actually start generating 250 FE a tick. That's pretty decent, but it could be better. For us to do that though, we are now going to need 36 of these large capacitors. After this, it's pretty much just the same for all of these. It's just we're going to be upgrading which of these we get and which of the coils we get, which is all pretty much the same, just mildly changed depending on the level of crystals that we have. I don't know if I'll be able to achieve Nitro. I'll try to go for the Nitro. I don't know if I will be able to do it because all of these guys do take power because, again, I haven't progressed the rest of the way through power, but it's more of just the same, just utilizing the power of the orb. I don't know why I do that. And then just gradually increasing it. It's just more of the same. We'd already done that in a previous video. I'm going to go ahead and gradually upgrade these until I can reach the highest level I can. And then we'll be right back.
Much later.
Hello, everybody, and wait, that's the intro. Okay, anyways, alrighty, I got all of my reactor blocks up to Nitro. It took me a little while, but I finally managed to do it. So now what we do is, that little green thing is kind of offset. It's supposed to be on the ground, but what it is it signifies where these blocks are gonna go. As you can see, this thing will construct itself when I have the required blocks. So, here it is. Our power reactor Nitro level. Oh my goodness, it is insane. Alrighty, so, the first thing we want to do is we want to turn auto mode to on, which it will stop when it is full and start when it has less than 70% of its energy. Then we can just go ahead and slap on our new flux plugs over to here because I have actually been able to get flux points. I've been trying to weed out all of my ender gates, but I have been noticing I'm missing a few. But the reason why I hadn't actually gotten flux points before was because for me to actually be able to get the flux dust, the start of it all, the earliest thing I would be able to do that with would be to crush obsidian and redstone dust on bedrock. So I then also remembered, oh yeah, there's bedrock in the end, as that is the end portal. So yeah, I've been doing that in between episodes, and now we're seeing its full cultivation, and it really helped a lot with all of this. Now that we've got the reactor here, we need to get a few things into this. The first thing that we would get would be uranite, because that's the power. But we also need redstone and coal. And with redstone and coal in this will start generating power. We will also need some coolants, however. The ices, those are usually the solid coolants. There is one that I could start making called dry ice, but that involves a bit of a more consistent source than I have right now. This source is just way too slow for me to do that, so I think I'm just gonna keep it at the packed ice. So then what would happen is I'd put that into there, we would then have our coolant, and then by throwing redstone and coal in there, with our uraninite, we should start generating our power. One good thing that this has over others is that this does not explode. If I mess anything up in this reactor, it won't explode. That being said, there's another thing that I haven't included in this yet, which is fluid coolants. Normally, you'd put water in here. But when it comes to the reactors in this mod pack specifically, they've added a bunch of different coolants, and water is not one of them. So the earliest thing I can do with that is mineral resin. So I did something. I grew a mineral sapling to give us a mineral tree. And then I grabbed these things called taps from the tree tap mod, and then you just slap a bucket underneath it, and then it starts pulling out the sap from specific trees. In this case, mineral resin, which I've then piped over into our fluid drawers. So what I'm now going to need to do is I'm going to need to start cabling all this stuff over from our refined storage. That way it can all go into here properly.
Eventually.
Alrighty, it's the moment of truth. Behold, it is beautiful. How do I change? Oh yeah, F5. There we go. Okay, there we go. That ruined the joke. I completely forgot what button to press. Gosh dang it. Okay, yeah. Really all I needed to add to do was just add a network receiver and an exporter. Just filter in all the items and mineral resin, which I was able to do just by bringing it over with Jiggy Eye. Very easy. And now I got everything in here. And my storage is now all full, since my flux storages are also full. I got a gargantuan one from a quest reward. That is the biggest one, and it can store a whole lot of energy. Both of these combined can store a whole lot of energy. I have a whole lot of energy, and hopefully all of this energy will be enough to allow me to turn things back on. Oh yeah, this one's still got one too. And it looks like it's doing fine, because we're already over halfway when it comes to this, and this is still going strong. It has plenty of room to go horribly wrong. But if it does, I can always... I'm not even gonna say I can make another one of these. Like, this thing was freaking expensive, man. I'd have to turn all of that off again just for me to be able to get this. This took forever. But, I mean, with me actually having a more consistent power source, because that was the biggest problem, was power. Now with this thing, that shouldn't be much of a problem. So I guess I could make another one of these. It would just take me a little while. So now that that's done, all that's left for me to do is open up today's chance cube. Yes, it is that part of the show where I open a chance cube, risking my entire series and the Jebs for all your entertainment. Will the Jebs die today? Let's see. Ooh, I got a bunch of redstone stuff. I'll take it. Jebs, you live for another episode. So did you like this video? Good. Be sure to check out our last video where we entered the low voltage era of modern industrialization. Bye-bye!